Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. Hope you and your family are doing well. In today's episode, I'm going to be featuring 4 beautiful Turkish Hereke rugs. These are all older pieces. We recently went a little bit crazy and purchased a few of them that, well, we have a bit of a passion, I suppose, like many of you. So if you are into Turkish Hereke rugs, and we're talking about the genuine ones, the older pieces, we have 4 beautiful examples for many of you that are passionate about these, who are true collectors. We have an older 1010 quality piece, a large one. We have a gorgeous 1515 quality. We have a 1616 quality. And then we have this over the top. This is probably one of the largest, finest Last Supper designed rugs that we have seen so far. This is a 2020 quality, which basically means 20 centimeters 20 knots per centimeters. We're talking 4 million handmade, hand knotted double knots per square meter. And these are all rugs that date back to the 60s and 70s. So if you're into the Turkish rugs, if you love the Herekes, we have 4 beautiful designs. I'm going to be featuring, give you a little bit of background into them, and hopefully also share with you some of the passion, which is also one of the reasons why these older pieces are so sought after, especially in the last, I want to say, about 10 or 15 years. These are all pieces that in the old days, when they were originally sold and traded, they were selling for huge amounts of money. And this is going to be something I'm going to be talking about in my next video, where I'm actually going to be featuring a pure silk Persian gomruk that was purchased in the late 1970s, and at the time that was purchased, it was paid for in the same amount of money as what a brand new 4-door car would have cost. And this is the same story here. These are carpets that back when they were first made and sold, these went for basically what I would call astronomical figures. But things since then, a lot of things have changed. The prices on these pieces basically crashed during the early 90s. And so pieces that were selling back then in the 70s and 80s, they were selling for $30,000, $40,000 literally. These are now selling for a fraction of it. And I talked a little bit about why all of this happened. But in this video, it's all about 4 beautiful Hereke rugs in 4 different designs. So if you're into Hereke rugs, this is going to be a video that you really don't want to miss. Now, before I start, I always like to say, if you have any questions about rugs, first, if you are into handmade carpets as much as we are, and the thousands of other subscribers, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Also, if you need information about a rug that you may have and you just want some quick answers, below in the description is a link to a video that tells you the type of pictures and everything I need. And feel free to email them to us, and we'll do our best. We'll give you a quick answer. And so to basically get started, I'm going to start out with the lowest quality and work my way up. So we are having a 1010 quality. I'm just going to actually move this over. There you go. This is a beautiful, as you can see here, this is a 1010 quality with a diamond tile design. It's a really unique piece. It is also probably one of the oldest ones of all the 4 pieces here. This one dates to about the 1940s. Now, 1010 quality, for those of you that are new to the Turkish rugs, we're talking about 10 knots per centimeter. There's the picture, as you can see. Um, it's a beautiful, these are all double knotted. This is what the Turkish Hereke rugs are renowned for. They're made with a Turkish knot, which is basically a double knot, versus the Persian gom rugs that are made with a single knot, basically what's known that's the Persian knot, Turkish knot, double knot, basically. 1010 quality, but what is cool about this piece is the large size, the absolute perfect condition for a rug that dates back to the 1940s. And in case you're wondering, how do we know this? Well, there is a very subtle hidden signature that you can see in the picture. Also, you have the fringes at the end. If you look at the pictures and you saw the video, we look as knowledgeable as people who have been in this for years and decades. When we look at the workmanship, we look at the fringes, and you can see here these are close end loops at the end where the fringes are. And so this tells us a lot about not just the condition of the rug, but also the age. The signature, as you can see, it doesn't say Hereke, it says Al Hereke. This is something that goes back. It kind of started to fade away in the late 40s. By the 50s and 60s, it was pretty much all gone, and you have the standard Hereke signature. But this is an absolute perfect piece also for people who are slowly getting into a collection. This is something that I would definitely recommend as an entry-level piece. Of all of them, price-wise, this is by far the most economic piece. We're talking about a rug that is roughly about, when you include, it's 3.5 by 2.5 feet, and it has about almost 800,000 knots. Keep in mind, this was made in the 40s by a human being, double knotted, almost 800,000 double knots covering this entire rug. The design is also unique. It's a combination of a marab design. This right here, this like a diamond tile design. Absolutely beautiful. It's a directional. Some people would also refer to it as a prayer rug, but it's not really a prayer rug. It doesn't have the marab, the classic design. But this is, again, something that many of my clients like, the size, the quality, and everything. For the amount of money, this is without a doubt an absolute perfect entry-level rug. So next we have a 1515 quality. And this is the largest quality Turkish Hereke Ozipek that we have ever featured. Absolutely beautiful. And just to give you an idea, 1515 quality means approximately 1,450 knots per square inch. We're talking 2,250,000 knots over a square meter, or in case you're wondering, given the size, we're talking 140 by 105 in centimeters, or roughly 4'7" by 3.5 feet. We're talking this rug has over 3.3 million knots. And this is done by one person. There's not enough room for two weavers to be sitting side by side. When we were able to purchase this piece, this is an absolute masterpiece. The size and everything. This is the largest 1515 quality that we have ever featured. We have 30 large Merab design. And the Merab design, for those of you that are new to this whole Ottoman culture, these are oftentimes used in prayer rugs. The idea is that the Merab, the window, points in the direction of Mecca. But in this particular case right here, you have 30 individual tiles. And each one of those tiles not only has the Merab design, but a few of them that do not, which is right here. You have the eagle, the large bird flying, taking away what looks like a little girl. There is a story behind it, actually. There's lots of elephants, there's lots of animals in the designs, and as you can see here also throughout the whole edge of the rug. This is the type of rug. Now, we went from basically an entry level. This is an over the top. This is the masterpiece. But I had to go this way because I figured I'm going to go with the quality. So of all the four pieces, we actually went from the least expensive to simply the most expensive, the most valuable piece. But that is simply due to the sheer size and quality of this. This dates back to the 1960s. Again, this is a genuine Ozipek, which for those of you that don't know, there was a weavers association. It was not just one workshop. It was a group of weavers, and they would make these types of rugs. And the Hereke Ozipek rugs are some of the most sought after pieces that many of my collectors like and everything. And so, yes, this one does require a bit of a budget, but as you can see here, I mean, this is almost like a painting in itself. Absolutely over the top masterpiece. Then next we have a 1616 quality, and the 1616 quality, actually, I'm gonna get this one out of the way. This is a 1616 quality with an absolute beautiful story. This is something that if you are into Turkish rugs and or the culture, the history and everything, this is a very truly unique piece. You not only have almost over the top in terms of quality. We're talking about a pure silk rug that has over about 1,650 knots per square inch. This piece right here almost has 1 million knots in the whole entire rug. This one is 88 by 42 centimeters, roughly 3 feet by 1.5 feet. But what this features is not only the city of Istanbul and the Bosphorus Strait, and you have the blue mosque in the back, but as you all know, Istanbul has always been referred to as a gateway between Europe and Asia. And here you have an actual rug that depicts, you have on the Turkish side, you have the Ottoman ships, you have the sailors dressed in Ottoman clothing. And on the other side, you have the European designed ships, and you will notice that the sailors are actually wearing European style clothing. And this is actually almost done on purpose. You notice the buildings on the left, the European side, are on the left, and the buildings that represent the Ottoman Empire, the Middle Eastern culture and everything, is on the right. And you can actually see the two. It's really, when we saw this piece right here, given the beauty of it, the quality of it, also the fact that this is a landscape piece, this is perfect for hanging. This is obviously was treated like an art piece. And this is the type of Hereke that many of my collectors really, this is what they want. They want the best of everything. You not only have a very high-end Hereke rug, you also have the history and everything right here inside of it. Definitely one of a kind. This is a beautiful piece. And finally, we have this is my cousin and I. Well, when we got this piece, we were kind of sort of arguing over it. We have a number of Last Supper design pieces, but this right here is the largest, finest example of the Last Supper that we have ever been able to find. This is a rug that is roughly, it's almost 2 feet by 2 feet. This is 110 by 110, 57 by 55 centimeters. And just to give you an idea, this one has over this is 1,254,000 double knots just in this tiny little rug. Imagine, and these were typically woven by ladies. Imagine a lady sitting there over what it basically amounts to a magnifying glass. This is the old school way of weaving. We're talking 20 double knots in 1 centimeter. I wear boots all day, every day, and I cannot tell you, I wouldn't even know how to do them. Imagine 2 double knots equal 1 millimeter. That is what you call art. When you talk about workmanship, I literally don't understand how folks could actually create something like this. Absolutely breathtaking. This is obviously the finest in terms of quality. Also, there is a very tiny Hereke signature. And when you look at the signature, this is also typical. You notice the signature on the bottom right corner now is upside down. And this is also done on purpose in the old days. The rug, this is how it actually should be displayed. But as you can see here now, we got the painting upside down. So in order for it, and this is something that the Turkish Persian rugs, they always have the light side going down, knowing that the rugs will be hung, and they are designed in such a way so that the bright side is the more visible side. So here you have it, and that sometimes causes the signatures to be upside down because they actually start weaving the rug at the top down. The signature and everything, all that is added at the end. So there you have it. I wanted to feature these 4 amazing, beautiful rugs. As for those of you that are into the Hereke rugs, here are our latest arrivals. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, as I mentioned earlier, if you have questions, feel free to let us know. It's a channel that is all about handmade carpets. So we're going to be coming back to you. Like I said, in the next video, we're going to be talking about an older piece, tell you a little bit about how the market changed over the past half century and everything. So until we see each other again, wishing you and your family the very best. Take care. Bye-bye.